shoulder external rotation, PAILs only for neurological tightness. So what we're going to do is you are going to passively get you into as much external rotation as you can with your shoulder to find where the pain point is. We're going to back off about there. We're going to get to where it's about uncomfortable. We're going to get to there and we're going to load this tissue at the front just before that pain point comes. And I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to do is you're going to externally rotate your hand as far as you can, or you're going to do it actually passively, I should say. So you can externally rotate actively if you can, then get a stick here. Now I've got my arm up on this bench because I don't want to have to be using all my tissue to actively hold my shoulder up here, because then my body's focused on this as opposed to the capsule, which is what we're trying to do. So get yourself a bench, whatever that's about shoulder height. I've got a dowel here, but there's so many things you can do. Literally just hold this and push into your passive range as far as you can until sort of pain. So if you get to here and you're like, oh, that hurts, and just back off a little bit. A little bit of uncomfortable is okay. Pain is not okay. So you're going to get to that point and you're going to hold here for about 30 seconds just to chill so the nervous system feels sort of comfortable. And then you're going to do a PAILs contraction. So PAILs will be trying to rotate back this way, but obviously there'll be no movement because you've got the stick, hence the isometric nature. So what I want you to do is just slowly increase to the intensity that the program says. To start with, you're probably only at about 30-40%. So you just slowly increase. So like just really lightly, 5%, sort of 10, 20, up to about 40%. Or if pain starts. So if you get to like 10% and you're like, oh, it's starting to hurt there, then back off a little bit. Find an intensity that you can do. Uncomfortable is okay, pain is not. So it's either 30-40% or whatever your program says, or pain, or just before pain, whichever one comes first. And then literally you're going to try and rotate back this way. Make sure that when you rotate, you're rotating your arm. That's the force you're trying to generate. You're not doing this, because doing this is going to be pec stuff. Doing that is going to be shoulder capsule stuff, and that's what we're trying to do. So you get in here, get your stretch, hold for about 30, and then just start rotating forward, gradually ramp up, hold that for about 30 seconds or whatever your program says, and then rest. You can rest for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever time you feel is required to be able to go again, and you're going to accumulate 2 minutes worth of work. As you progress through this, you'll probably get to a point where instead of doing 30 seconds, you can do 40 seconds or a minute. If you get up to a minute, then you're just doing 2 reps. So you're going 1 minute, rest, go again for another minute. So you're accumulating 2 minutes worth of work. So a couple things. If it's just neurological tightness, we're just trying to teach the tissue that you're actually okay as you're going. So use the tissue to teach your nervous system, sorry, that you're okay. If we're trying to work on some connective tissue architecture, which is building some new stuff into that connective tissue, same thing, we just want to be lengthened. We want to get this tissue as lengthened as possible, hold isometrically, under load for a couple of minutes worth of accumulated load. So another way you can do that is with a band. So I've got a band just attached to the floor here. Really simple, is exactly the same position. I use my other arm here to bring it into my hand, and then I slowly, with this hand, let it come back until I reach that same point, right? So either the end of my range of motion or where it starts to feel uncomfortable or whatever. Then as I let go, as soon as I let go, now I'm taking the load. So that's the same as you basically driving into the stick. So once again, if you were to do this version, the program will tell you which one you're doing. As you let go, that's where your 30 seconds starts, because now I'm loading this because the band's trying to pull me further. Once that 30 seconds comes up, stay in position, get your other hand here though, and actually hold it there so that shoulder tissue can get a rest. Wait for your allotted rest period, and then slowly go again. So once again, if you're doing 30 seconds at a time, you're gonna do this for 2 minutes of accumulative work, so that'll be 4 reps, I guess. As you progress, if you can do this for a couple minutes, then that's good. So the progressions as you go, but once again, this will be in your program, the progressions as you go will be, hopefully over time, you're getting a bigger range of motion before that sort of pain kicks in. And also the duration you do it for. So as I said, the 2 minute duration will stay the same, the accumulative work, but maybe you do it in 30-second lots, maybe you do it in minute lots, you might get to 2 minute lots. So once we get to those 2 minute lots, plus we're happy with the range, then we can start adding more load and put a little bit more intensity into it. But they're your progressions, and that's your shoulder external rotation. For neurological tightness, and a little bit of connective tissue architecture stuff in there as well. Enjoy your new shoulders.